Hello, today I wanted to talk with you on how to be successful and just a few things that I've experienced through my lifetime, and then also just kind of reflecting on my first full calendar year of business for Level Up Financial Planning. So there's a couple things I want to address as far as success. One cool thing is we get to identify what success is for ourselves, and so that's very important, and that should be empowering too if you think about it. Um, when I was first thinking of starting Level Up Financial Planning, there was a lot of financial advisors that do the traditional working with people that already have money that are older, about to retire, and they said you're crazy. No one wants to pay for you to help them choose how to best utilize their financial situation. And I've done a lot of research even before that, so I knew that they were wrong because there's other advisors doing this as well. But more than that, more importantly than that, is this is where I felt like I was going to add a lot of value. And yes, I'm not going to be able to work with uh, as many people, or I may not be able to make as much money, but that's kind of secondary to what I felt that impact was that I was going to be able to make. So being able to define what success is to me isn't the same as what those advisors kind of feel as success, where they want to make like $400,000, $500,000 a year. So being able to define your own success is key. Another thing that I think is important is the work. You can control your success by the work, the attitude, your outlook that you want to have on life. One of the biggest impacts of becoming successful is first believing that you can be. And so I've seen that play true through a lot of the different clients I've worked with in the past. It doesn't matter their original kind of background, where they grew up or who their parents were, any of that stuff. It all comes down to the makeup of that individual or family and kind of how they approach tackling different goals and achievements and challenges. So it's important how you handle those things. If you run into a challenge, do you kind of run away scared, or do you fight like heck to try to break through? So those are things that I've seen from the people that I've kind of witnessed to be successful, and even my newer clients who are very young now. I feel like I can see their future. I'm like, you guys are going to be so successful. You don't even know it yet. It doesn't feel like it yet, but I definitely know that's going to be the case. And so, and the reason why is because I see those kind of key pieces, those key elements. They're goal driven. They're action oriented. They feel like they have purpose, and they're not going to back down to challenges. So those are things I look for in my clients, and I know that they would be a good fit for me because they don't mind if I tell them they're off course, or we need to make some adjustments, or should we think differently about how you're spending here or there. So those are some important things. Lastly, there's going to be distractions. There's the news, there's social media that are always talking about all these negative things, how you're impacted negatively, or you should be scared of this or that. There's two things for that too. So one, it's pointless worrying about things that you cannot control. And then two, those events may not ever even happen anyway. So even though you can't control them, if you're worried about the worst case scenario happening, and that's kind of deteriorating your quality of life, then what happens if that never comes, or it comes like 10 or 15 years later? You're willing to waste 10 or 15 years worrying about things that may never come to fruition? Or would you kind of be on that opposite end of actually trying to position yourself to be successful regardless of what the events are that are going to play out? And so just kind of dive into a couple of actions that you may want to take if you are fearful over potentially losing your job, or what the stock market could do and things like that. You're going to want to focus on the things you can control, and some of that may be just working on your career, so you can develop new talents, you can develop new skills and things of that nature. You may look to get just a new education altogether and dive into another line of work that you feel will be well positioned for the future. There's other things you can do financially to kind of strategically maneuver, make sure that even if something were to occur, that you're going to be able to position yourself to ride through those situations. And there are a lot of events that occur where you should be able to either protect against them in advance, or at least have a game plan. If those things were to occur, this is how I would want to handle this thing. I do X, Y, and Z. That would give us 5 years or 10 years, whatever it is that you needed to feel confident that, you know what, I positioned myself to be as successful as possible. If those things come, I'll deal with it because I kind of am already insulated, already partially prepared. You'll definitely be in a better spot than if you had done nothing. That's for sure. So Yeah, I think becoming successful is definitely a mindset. It's definitely has to do with the work and the effort that you're going to put in, and making sure that you're working smartly, not just working just to work. So you want to make sure that you're applying your efforts in an efficient and way that's going to actually help you position yourself better in the future. So hopefully that's helpful. And yeah, this is probably going to be my last video on this because we're running into the holidays. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of fun, cool things that I can be presenting for early in the new year to help people tackle their goals and achievements for 2019.